Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me. Welcome back to another bird painting tutorial. In this video I'm painting a goshawk in watercolor. Birds of prey are a bit different to draw than songbirds. Their eyes are large and set forward, and often they have a bony ridge above the eyes that gives them a more sharp and a menacing look. For this painting I'm starting with some shadow accents in a sepia and raw umber mix. And I'm defining the dark creases in the feathers. I'm using the same mixture to add a lighter shadow area on the belly that's in shadow. Since I've drawn in the markings on the breast of the goshawk and I don't want to lose them when I add more paint layers later, I paint in those dark patterns now. Some birds of prey have very intricate patterns, but since I don't want to make a scientific drawing, I keep them fairly loose. I paint the patterns around the bird, so I'm following the form with my brush strokes. I also add in the dark on the bill and the ridge around the eye. The dark area on the head has some light falling on it from the right, so I keep that a bit lighter. So once the darker areas of the back are dry, I add another layer, and this is how I like to work with watercolor. So watercolor paint tends to dry a lot lighter than it appears when it's wet. So to achieve a good dimensional effect, you will have to apply several layers on top of each other. I focus a little bit more on the wing patterns and on the feathers right now, so just to show that there are overlapping feathers. I still try to keep it fairly loose and I'm not trying to enter the noodle territory. And as I'm going over each layer, I use a less diluted version of the color that I painted in earlier. So my paint is becoming thicker and thicker, so to speak. And this way I can build up color and build up my painting. Now I switch to a small brush for the details, and the first thing I add are white accents with gouache. So mainly around the head. I also add a little bit of white to the legs. And then some white dots on the claws to make them appear shiny and scaly. If you've enjoyed this video, it's part of a longer video class called How to Draw Birds. In this video series, I show you everything you need to get started when drawing birds in your sketchbook. I go over the basics of bird anatomy, show drawing techniques and tips, and give several demonstrations in pencil and watercolor from start to finish, including a long version of this tutorial. The whole course has almost 2 hours of video. So come with me and learn how to draw birds.